We'll start off with a 2-0 win at the weekend. Obviously, great feeling after that. But what's it been like in training this week? What's the general mood like?
Yeah, a lot better. I think we were quite unfortunate for the Woking game, but I thought we turned around, dominated the game at the weekend. Great to get a win, and hopefully can these next two games are massive for us, so get the wins there.
And a clean sheet the weekend before as well. How pleasing is that as a midfielder? Obviously, it's not just about going forward.
Yeah, massive. I think especially for Louis in the back four. I think they've been solid these first 4 games, especially. Just keeping onto that well, really. I think we defend from the front really well, so it helps them a lot.
And at the weekend and games prior, we've seen you play sort of 3 or 4 different positions now. Just talk to me a little bit about that, adapting to that. How's that been?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I'll be honest, I'm not really bothered about what position I play as long as I'm on the pitch. With Easter coming in, great midfielder, left-footed, so he's slotted in there really nicely. And the gaffer just said, look, I feel like you can play various positions, and I'll just go with it really.
You spoke about Easter. Obviously, he joined us last week. We had Tommy as well join. Yourself and Clayton in the midfield as well. What's it like playing alongside all of those guys? Obviously, they all featured at one point at the weekend. How's it being a part of that midfield?
Yeah, really good. We've got a really good relationship between us. I think Clayton is more of like the dominant one who strings, gets us in passes and stuff like that. But Easty's played well when he's been in there, and I think we're gelling really well as a group.
It's a bit of a mixed start in terms of results, but performances themselves have been quite good. What's your sort of honest assessment of those first 4?
Yeah, I feel like we've dominated large parts of the game in all of the games. Woking, it was just a scrappy 15 minutes where we switched off and conceded. It was a bit too late for us to get back into the game. Ebbsfleet again, I thought we dominated, but we won 1 goal. They only had a couple of shots that game, so I feel like we've dominated most games, but it's just scoring at the end of it, do you know what I mean, and winning.
A busy weekend ahead now. Bromley on Friday. Just sort of give me your thoughts ahead of that game tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be what we like last weekend. Comfortable on the ball, loads of shots, and hopefully win.
A quick turnaround for us, but an even quicker turnaround for York, I suppose, who's still playing the Saturday. What's that like as a player? Do you like the games coming thick and fast?
To be fair, I've done it for the last 2 years, so I know no different. But it can be hard sometimes, especially with only 1 day recovery. But thankfully, we managed to get the game on the Friday, so it gives us that extra day for recovery. So it'll help us a lot compared to what York will be.
We've seen a lot of sort of great team goals so far this season. Carroll's one was still a great team goal, but just kind of came out of nowhere on the turn. Just talk to me a little bit about playing with him and that goal in particular.
I'll be honest, I didn't think he was going to shoot because he was literally side onto it, so I don't know how he's wrapped his foot round it enough to get the power. But it's a great goal. I think he's been classed these past 4 games, and he's a great man to play off, especially playing in the 10 for me and Endo. If he keeps scoring like that, well, he could get 20-25 this season.